Hi, I'm Jeff, and welcome to the gSculpt mesh drawing tutorial. Draw quad mesh and draw face tools in combination with drawing templates allow you to quickly create a mesh using existing mesh as a base for the shape. This is somewhat similar to the Modo pen tool or the Blender Retopo tools that are now coming out in Blender 2.4.3. Let's start by loading the head model, which we will use as a base for our new model. The head model comes with the gSculpt download. It's called head.gpx in the examples folder. I think for a start we'll hide these eyes. We'll go to the layers box, expand it, and get rid of the eyes. We can start by making this head a bit more smooth, so we'll use the subdivide tool for that. Pick the head, go to the mesh tab, body tools, subdivide. Now I have a fairly smooth head. Now I want to choose no model at all, so we just use the choose tool and click outside the mesh. In order that we can draw it and use it as a base for the shape, we need to make this head transparent. So I'll go to the rendering tools, and in the background section we click transparent. You'll notice the head now turns a burgundy colour. As part, you can see the grid through it. I'll turn off the grid as it's not necessary for this tutorial. We'll also turn on smooth rendering for the background meshes. We will start by creating the mesh of the forehead. In order that we'll be able to draw onto the mesh rather than just drawing onto any arbitrary plane, we need to enable this drawing templates, which we do by clicking this button here. We then go Create, Draw Quad Mesh. You'll notice that a small targeting vertical follows the cursor. Now what we're going to do is we're going to place down quads along the forehead of the model. Click once to place the first vertex, keep clicking again, and see that vertices will be placed. Once we have our first row, we then go to the row along the top. To tell gSculpt we've finished that row, we right click and you'll see that the line now changes from a purple colour to a light blue colour. Now, just click along and polygons will be created as we go. And we just continue, and we can just continue adding rows until we're happy. Right click when we're done. We'll dismiss this tool. I think now what we'll do is we'll enable a virtual mirror. This is found inside the body tool set. Click the virtual mirror button and you'll see that it's reflected in the mirror plane. This mirror plane could get in the way, so we'll unclick the show plane. We'll dismiss the tool now. What we'll now do is we'll now draw the quads around the eye. Instead of creating a new mesh like we did before, inside the body tool set we use the draw quads tool here. This allows us to add polygons to the existing mesh rather than creating a brand new one. This time, because of the fact we're going to draw a closed circle of quads, we enable closed rows here. Once again, just click to insert our row of vertices. Once we're finished with the row, right click. Now we notice a discrepancy here, since these edge loops here will line up, these here will line up. We don't have any correspondence here. So I think what we'll do is we'll move these to line up with that, and then we'll insert a new edge loop here. To do this, we're going to use what's known as the template tweak tool. It's found in vertex mode. Template tweak is different to the other tweak tools, in that when you tweak the vertices, it sticks them to the background meshes. Template tweak is found here. Shortcut is A. So now, let's move these along here, so they line up with that loop of vertices along here. We'll notice that they are stuck to the surface of the model. Now to use insert a new loop here. Let's go to Edges mode and use bandsaw. For space, try and select all the edges. Once again, we'll go to the vertex mode and use template tweak to tweak these just to make sure they are actually stuck to the surface of the model. Now I need to join this up. In order to do this, we'll use draw quad mesh again. Body mode, draw quads. This time we're going to be using these existing vertices here and join them up. To do this, you can use the Shift key, and you'll notice now that it'll do pre-selection highlighting, allowing you to select existing vertices to use in your new set of quads. So I'll click here, start here, hold down Shift, click, keep holding down Shift, click, along here, and finally here. Right click. Now I'll just carry on and join back along there. Now to join here, we now hold down Shift again since we wanted to use existing vertices. Click, 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 and click. Right click to finish, and backslash to dismiss the tool. Now I'll go back and use template tweak to line things up a little bit better so we can improve the layout of our topology. Now let's do some geometry around the nose. Body mode, draw quads. Once again, hold down Shift to reuse an existing vertex. Right click to finish our first row. Back along here. Okay, it's not exact, but it'll do for this tutorial. I'll just use template tweak again. I did Alt V to go to vertex mode and then push the A key, which is the shortcut for template tweak, by the way. Now I've probably got a bit here which we could probably fill in with a triangle. To do this, body mode, draw face. We use Shift to use existing vertices, click, click, and click, and we get a triangle. Often you will find that if you draw the face in an anti-clockwise direction, it'll appear to be front-facing, it'll appear white. If you draw it in a clockwise direction, it'll appear black because it'll be a back face. If you use existing vertices, however, it'll automatically flip it such that its direction will match with the surrounding faces. We can do this adding some more quads here, I think. In fact, given we got to do another row, we'll just template tweak these to make space for it. Body mode, which I use Alt B to get to. Draw quads has actually got a shortcut which is M. I'm shift clicking here to find my initial row. Right click to finish the row. And now we're just going to draw up and right click to finish. Vertex mode, template tweak. Right. Now we're going to use the mirror tool to actually make that reflection solid. You notice that in virtual mirror mode the reflected part isn't that you can't interact with it at all. It's literally just a reflection. It's not really there. So we'll actually make that solid and then we'll join these two pieces together. To do this we go to body mode, we then go mirror. Mirror will kill the virtual mirror that's there and turn it into actual geometry. Now I need to join these two sections up. In fact, what we should have done is before we reflected it, we should have selected this bunch of edges along here, which we'll now do. You can see the plan here, which shows all various steps. Just to demonstrate what the plan does, you can go right the way back to the beginning and see the various steps that we used to create the model. Now we're going to demonstrate some of the procedural nature of gSculpt. You see, what we should have done is before we use this mirror tool here, we should have selected that bunch of edges which we can then use to join up. gSculpt, because it's procedural, if we go back to our previous procedure, then go into edge mode, then select our edges. In this case, we're going to do what's called pick edge loop path, which allows us to select any bunch of edges, the shortest bunch of edges that will connect two vertices. In this case, we start at this vertex and we'll go down to this vertex. You can see that these have become selected. You'll notice that when we go to mirror, you'll see that it's selected on the other side as well. We effectively inserted the operation before the mirror operation. Now we go to edge mode, where we then use weld edges, which will be found here, and you see that now sticks it together. Use Alt E and space to unselect all. Due to the fact that these no longer quite lie on the actual mesh, we'll go to vertex mode and template tweak. Now we just literally have to click in each. I'll just tweak each one just to make sure that it actually sticks them to the surface of the mesh. I'll turn off visibility of background models, or turn off solid rendering at least. And you can see we now have a basic start of our head. That concludes this tutorial. Thank you for watching.